So after a couple days in Tokyo, we took the Shinkansen to Kyoto and we made our way to the downtown area as our first stop. I was really excited to go to Kyoto because it's more historical. And we just kind of walked around the temple areas and then we were being nosy looking at people's wishes and stuff. You want to make a wish in writing? There were so many wishes. Oh my god. How cute. 这么多人的愿望。这是什么 Vietnamese
哦，这里面应该可以看到这样，看到这种比较贪心的愿望。
这里看一下，
偷偷看一下，
看一下谁的愿望很贪心。世界平安和金。妈妈，我会在这里敲。看到了吗？你贪心的。那不是中文的吗？那里。这是我这。
No， 这好像。咖啡。这是 Japanese。
哦。
something 家族 ，something 摒弃。
So we continued walking around the area and then we finally made our way to the shabu shabu place, except we then realized that Japanese shabu shabu is literally just boiling meat in hot water and tofu, and then they only gave us 3 pieces of meat, so we were just like not satiated at all, and it was just another tourist trap. And then we walked along the river and it was really pretty. Back in China, guys. What the hell? So the next day was a huge tourist day. We went to Fushimi Inari Taisha, which is the place with the million torii gates one after another, and there were also a million people. And there were so many people that we decided to just hang out on the side of the gates and take pictures there because it was impossible to just walk through the gates. And also, I think just tourists piss me off, even though I'm a tourist myself. The last time I came here was in the winter and it was much quieter than it was today, but I soon realized that Kyoto is also crowded as fuck. So we took our pictures and we tried to leave as soon as possible. Yeah, at the end they will all leave, but it's the same, so it's like...
No, but at the end, like, I feel like...
Oh my god. Hi guys, turn around. So many people. So as we were leaving, we noticed that there is some sort of parade type thing going on where people were dressed up in these traditional outfits, like with samurai, and then they started marching, and it was pretty interesting. So we kind of just stood there and watched them march for a while. It was pretty interesting. It looked like some type of Japanese school, and yeah.
它不太出来，我感觉太远了。
like 学生。
It's like 中文学校。
像那种 band kit。Kind of sweet， 就是他们用的这种标志。I'll get up.
And then we finally left that area and we started wandering around the little shops and we looked at little gadgets like chopstick holders, and we also ate a ton of rice cracker samplers for like a free rice cracker omakase. We saw this temple evidently, and then eventually we walked and we walked and then we found our way into the little Totoro shop. Totoro. 这里是很 cute。
让 Angela 逛一下，她可以买点礼物。
After we left, we found this salted cucumber that's apparently Instagram famous, but just like not that worth. And then we went to Kiyomizu Dera. That was also fucking crowded. It was so pretty, but the crowds just make everything not worth it. But it was red and it was intricately designed, and it's supposed to mimic the Tang Dynasty of China, so that's really cool. And I also like that there's a lot of greenery in Japan, and yeah, it was pretty lit. I love the green. Looks like an anime. So we left pretty fast because again there were so many people, but then we found this little side area with a ton of little Buddhas.
我说这个很 cute， 我喜欢这个。
And that was honestly my favorite part because no one was there and it was so cute, and I love to find these type of little hidden gems. I love just walking around the town and seeing these cute little gardens and the greenery, and this has inspired me to make a cute little garden set thing. So we wandered back to the pagoda and we looked at some more shops. We ate more samples, like coffee samples, and it was great and it was fun. But again, there were so many people, I literally cannot. And there were a lot of people dressed in kimonos, which was interesting, but I was just really like, there's too many people. I think we were trying to find a geisha and we did see one, so that was really cool. But yeah, there's just too many people here. And then we continued wandering, and somehow we wandered to the Kaninji Temple, which just happens to be the oldest Zen garden in Kyoto. I looked it up and it's supposed to mirror a lot of the temples in Zhejiang in China, which is pretty cool. I love the like little ties to China when I come to Japan. And I also looked up the lore regarding two of these monster images that are there around the garden the entire time. So on the left is Reijin, which is the god of lightning, thunder, and storms in Shinto religion. And on the right is Futen, which is the Japanese god of the wind. And he's also one of the eldest Shinto gods. And they're both portrayed like these very terrifying wizard-like demons. And this just reminded me of the Chinese lore of like the Lei Shen and like the Wu Po's or whatever, and the gods that essentially tormented Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, when he like 大闹天宫, which is when he destroyed the upper world. So that was also a little nice tie to Asian mythology and China in general. The garden was super zen and special, and we ended up hanging out around here for an hour. I was people watching this Chinese couple where this guy took like 10,000 photos of his girlfriend, and he was so patient, and then he just finally snapped and got very annoyed. But even then his tone was like super gentle. It was nice to look at all these arts and these exhibits and everything. There was also this temple in the middle of the garden that was pretty cool. It had like dragons on the ceiling. I love the intricate details. In Asia, it is just not seen in the Western world.
腹语是什么？
我们真的好不自爱。
他会给我们不一样的食物。Oh my god, he looked like Gollum.
After we left, we sat near the Pontocho River for a bit and harassed the pigeons. It was extremely peaceful vibes there because someone was playing beautiful music in the back, and it just felt a little bit like Europe, honestly.
他知道了，所以他跟我是关系。
哇哦，你看，哇哦，超，给你照一张。哇哦，都来了。
我是 Snow White。
唱个歌，唱一首歌。
然后我就被逮捕了。
Oh my god， 都来了。哇哦 ！Can you steal your drink？
On our way to dinner, we saw this animal shop or pet store with all these little tiny dogs and cats on display.
Hi, baby. Aww. It's a mini Shiba. Look, oh my god, if someone pooed. Yeah, over there. Look. Oh, look at this. So cute.
Is that a golden?
Yeah, and a Frenchie. It's a baby Frenchie.
Baby Frenchie looks like a rat.
No, it's so cute.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Look at this.
I know.
Oh my god, I'm taking it out. Frenchie just sighed.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird and sad at the same time because they had ranking lists and scoreboards of like the most cute, the most well behaved, and their prices were just so big, and it felt really Asian and strange. Like, of course Asia would do this like weird ranking thing, but then also just they were trapped in the glass, so it was a little weird.
Wait, this is a shop or?
So it's a
Oh yeah, 他抓那个 poo.
he ate the poo. That's
Oh.
After we cooed at the animals for a while because they were still super cute even though the ethics are weird, we had sushi, and the only thing I really remember is that Tao had horse meat sushi, and it was my first conveyor belt experience, and I did try some sushi and it was okay. And then we went back to the animals because they were just so fucking adorable, even though again the environment was super weird. And look at this dog, oh my god, she's so adorable. And then we literally spent like an hour here. I'm pretty sure Tao was sick of me and my sister just like filming every single fucking little animal. They all seem like a little dumb, but you know, maybe they're young. So that essentially wrapped up our first full day in Kyoto, and next up is more Kyoto. Woohoo! See you guys next vlog. Yay!